Welcome to Aging Gracefully. I want you to live a long, healthy life without regrets. And I am back with Wil Schuette, and we were going through your Advantage formula.
We were.
These 7 categories that really people over 50 need to know, but we were running out of time.
We were. You and I can talk for a while.
This is what happens when you really know your guests pretty well, right? Yeah. So we had talked about wealth management, risk management, tax planning, and estate planning in the first first episode. So we're going to continue on now with cash management, philanthropy, and value-added services. These are some tips, some things that we all need to know. So let's start with the cash management. What do I need to know about that? Yeah, what is that? What are we talking about? Well,
it's not really banking per se, but really what it is how are you receiving your cash you need to live every month? So you and I are getting together through this process, and you have a number of, I need X amount of dollars per month. Where is that money going to come from? Okay, most people have Social Security of some type, some people have pensions, and some people have inheritances maybe, but most of the time it's going to be a Social Security, somewhat of a pension, and then the savings that you've incurred over your lifetime of savings before you retired.
okay.
So cash management says is what accounts do we draw from in order to fill up that gap? So let's say you have a $5,000 a month need. You're going to bring in $3,000 from Social Security and a pension. There's a $2,000 gap left that you need to take from your savings. Not necessarily cash savings, but that could be IRAs, 401ks. It could be money in what's called a brokerage account, or it could be money that you have in the bank. What is the way to take those monies and send them to you on a monthly basis that fulfills your goals? Some of it goes back to tax management that we talked about, right? Which accounts do we want to take that have different tax abilities to them?
Because we might need the money now, but we might need that money for a long time.
Yep.
Right? So
exactly.
This is where the ordinary person would really have a hard time trying to figure these things out. I myself.
Yeah, I think most people that come to me have a general idea, which I'm really impressed with. Most people I sit with that are a good fit for my firm have a good idea and a basic plan. What they're really looking for is my plan what I'm thinking of solid, and does it make sense as a third party looking at, giving them an opinion? And then what are some other alternatives that I haven't taken the time to study or don't understand and how to do it? So I don't think most people come to me and have no clue. I think most people come to me with a very good general idea, and they share with me their plan, and then they're saying, okay, what are some areas, oh, I didn't think of cash management. Oh, here's an alternative or a different part of tax management we want to do, or here's a different risk management tool that might help you fulfill your goals you have. So I'm relatively impressed with the clients that I have that have the financial acumen they do.
I have a question.
Sure.
So with our population aging as it is, and so many people trying to live healthy, long lives, are you seeing more and more people who are saying, what is this retirement stuff? I really don't want to retire. If I'm doing what I love, I want to work longer and longer.
Yep. So when I first sit with people, and you and I kind of have the same philosophy of where we are in our businesses, is I have some people who have a very hard set date on when they're going to retire. They might work for the federal government and they're going to retire at 62 in 3 months, and that's their day, and they have a countdown going. They don't like their job, they can't wait to get out, and they're ready to move on with what we would call the third phase of their life, or not retirement, but refirement. Okay. We want them to refire, not retire. And I brought that up with a client yesterday, and she turned her head and she said, I like that term because they're navigating their way through that third phase of life. What am I going to do the next 20 years? How do we solve this and figure it out? The two of us haven't been in the home together for a long time. Or they might have lost a spouse, and now how am I navigating this, by myself and bring other people in? So a lot of meeting with the people, they have that, general acumen and knowledge, and that's my job, is to help be that guide through that process that we do.
Right. I love that. Refirement. Get fired up.
Yeah, get fired up, third phase.
It's not like life is over.
No,
You've
no,
retired
yeah.
and now sit at home.
No, my job is to take the goals of my clients, get that bucket list going,
Yeah.
find out what that is, start creating plans for it. Yeah. Oh, it's exciting.
And I love bucket lists.
Yeah.
All right. How about philanthropy? Where does
Philanthropy.
that fit in? What can you suggest?
All of my clients are philanthropically inclined. Now, I say this with a little tongue in cheek. Traditionally to their family first,
Okay.
and then it might be to a nonprofit of some type where they're philanthropically inclined. It could be their church that they go to, or it could be the animal shelter, or it could be a nature center, or whatever their passions might be. Once my clients get to that stage where they understand that they're financially independent, they've set their family to be financially independent, many of them now say, hey, I've got this extra money. How can I take this and make a difference? Okay? So as they work through their third phase, they've done all their, they're financially independent, they've done what they want to do, but now how do I make a difference in this third phase?
Leave a legacy.
Yeah, leave a legacy is a great way of putting it. So my job is to show them solutions. What are some different tools we might use? Some of it goes back to estate planning. Do we work with an estate planning attorney to create this the right way? There's some other options and tools we can do in order for them to achieve that success that they've had. So, we always talk about philanthropy of, you can be giving it from a financial standpoint. You can be time, talent, and treasure. You've probably heard those three. Okay. So many of my clients do a combination of time, of talent, and of treasure. So when they work with me, a lot of it is the treasure side because they're doing their time and talent already.
I do have to say, I laughed the first time you said all my customers or clients are philanthropic, and I thought, wow. But when you explain, of course, we want the family first.
Oh, yeah.
More than likely.
More than likely. Absolutely. You bet. You bet.
All right, we're on the last category. What are these value-added services that you bring to the table?
So some of the value-added services that we bring is Social Security planning. So it's a big topic and a big discussion that's out there in the marketplace right now is when's the best time for me to take Social Security? And each person is uniquely different.
Yeah, but isn't that a confusing one, right?
I think there's just a lot of options. And it's me, I was with a couple this morning, as a matter of fact, and they walk in and many people say, I am taking it on X. And my job is to say, let's open our eyes and let's take a look and let's see some other options. So a good example is I had a client who was retiring on September 15th of 2020. And I said, why? He said, because I turned 66, my full retirement age. I said, congratulations. Why don't you retire in May? He looked at me, why May? I said, because Northeast Ohio has really nice weather in May, June, July, and August, right? I said, when we look at I won't get my full Social Security. I said, you'll get really close. I said, about a cup of coffee a week less that you'll have over the rest of your life, and I think you can make that coffee at home. So he chuckled and he said, I've never really thought about it that way. So that's my job on a value-added services from Social Security is to introduce them to concepts and strategies. But one of the big things on the value-added services is part of our planning is as your needs evolve and as your life unfolds, things change. And in those 7 categories we had, not everybody's doing all 7 at one time. Okay, some people aren't doing philanthropy yet because they're just guiding them. They might not even be retired yet. Okay, some people aren't doing tax management. Some people aren't doing estate planning yet. So as your life unfolds and your needs evolve, my clients grow into my practice, not necessarily out of my practice. Another value-added service would be Medicare planning. So another confusing, if you're getting near 65 and you're getting all the mail that's coming at you, you're getting brochure after brochure after brochure, what's the best Medicare plan for me? I have great deep knowledge in Medicare, but I also use a partner of mine who actually spends his life in that. So we meet with my partner and we sit down with my clients on an annual basis and say, okay, here's what Medicare has to offer. How have things changed in your life? What's the best plan for you? So Medicare is confusing. Which one do I do? Many people are afraid to change plans. But when my clients work with me, we re-look at that on an annual basis just to make sure they're in the right plan.
And so their needs might change, and then sometimes it's the plans that
Yeah,
are changing,
yeah.
and they just don't even know it. Or
Yeah,
sometimes I think notices are going through, and it's really easy to just skip that mail.
it is. Yeah.
Because I've seen that being that I can accept different types of supplemental insurance for my students
Sure.
that when I'm teaching seniors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so in January every year, here comes the confusion.
Yep.
I go to plug someone in and I have to say, you know what, you don't qualify anymore.
Right.
And they didn't know that.
Yeah.
Their plan had changed. And
Right.
so, yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
and then one of the last value-added services is we're a sounding board for my clients' family and friends. So if they've got a client or a family member or a friend who might have a little anxiety or apprehension or not feeling for sure what's going to happen, I give them a complimentary meeting for them and just be able to, somebody like you will walk in and say, got some confusion in this area, how can you help guide me in that? So that's a big thing that my clients take advantage of, is being a sounding board for their family and friends.
Right. I love that you do that, and you've certainly been my sounding board.
Yeah, we're working together. I mean, that's what it's about.
It's
you
great.
know?
I have learned so much from you. I know I have so much more yet to learn, but it's fascinating for me. And at 61 years old right now,
Right.
I need to understand more, and not even just for myself, but for everybody that I work with as well.
Right.
Like, I think we all need to have this information.
Right.
No, we're not getting younger.
No, we're not. And with clients, it's really making sure that I'm their advocate and they're my advocate. And it's really guiding them through that third phase. And it's a lot more than money. Okay. Most of my clients are financially independent, but my job is to do the introduction to services that you provide. Okay. How am I going to get them healthy? What are some classes they can take? Where's a place that they can go and get information that is going to be pertaining and pertinent to them? I've got other partners that I realize with. So my clients really like when they work with me is that it's not always about dollars and cents. It's really how am I that counselor and guider in that third phase of life of all the things that they want to accomplish. You have a bucket list. I have a bucket list. We have to check them off. How can we go about doing that? And who do they need to help be that guide of doing that? Because as we get older, as you know, you work with your clients that are starting to get in their mid to upper 70s. Sometimes they start slowing down, which isn't a bad thing, but they just need somebody to give them a little encouragement or a little, spike of, hey, let's do this, make this happen. It's on your bucket list. And it's surprising how I'm able to change and impact people's lives just like you are each and every day.
I just want to mention this. You do some fun things with your clients.
I do. I do. I do. This year, what did we do? Well, you came to a party that we had a magician come in, Rick Smith Jr.
Amazing. That left us all just in awe. How did he do that?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
did he do that?
Yeah, it was
the best magic I ever saw.
it was pretty powerful.
Definitely bring him back.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'd be on the show here with
I
us.
bet he might. That's a good idea. We do different events for our clients. We try to bring my clients together so they get to know each other and starting creating relationships. Similar to you, you have your group of people who you touch and impact, and they all have the general idea. Same with my clients. So 2019, we did a lighthouse tour. So we did tours from Cleveland all the way up to up north a little bit, out west a little farther.
Okay.
Over toward...
Was it Toledo?
Yeah, Toledo area, almost as far as Toledo. And then we did a covered bridge tour, which I thought was really incredible. We did it during fall. Leaves were changing, so we went down in the covered bridge tour area. We've done, we did a Christmas lights display tour. That was the
I
first
heard
one.
about that.
No, it's a first. That was kind of a little party bus fun tour. Okay, I had a little hot cocoa and
Yes.
hot cocoa in the bus, and so we bring a party bus together, get our clients together, and do different events. This upcoming year, we're going to be working on doing some museum tours. We're going to be working on doing some just some different ideas that my clients have brought forth, and just get
Right.
people together. Some value-added services.
You can't underestimate how much social activities are good for our health.
Oh,
They
yeah.
truly, they are
Oh, yeah.
so good for us cognitively as well as physically.
Absolutely.
They just are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and emotionally to just keep you upbeat and do new things. So that is a really fun.
Yeah, it gets them excited about, the different events. I hear it. I saw the email you sent out. We signed up right away, and
Yeah.
you see the anticipation and joy they have of going on a trip. It's just wonderful. And again, you and I do that same type of activity of trying to help our clients
Yes.
age gracefully.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now on the flip side, let's say I'm devil's advocate here.
Okay.
Okay. So, Will, some of the people who are watching this, they don't live locally. They're not going to want to drive to your office. They might even be in another state, several states away. So, what do you advise? Is it super important to find someone like you that is really close to home?
It's a combination of what we call a fit meeting. Are we a good fit for each other, or are they a good fit for another advisor? Some of it is just meeting advisors in your area. Some of it might be talking to family and friends. But my client base, I'll say a third of my clients, maybe even growing a little bit larger than that, don't live in Cleveland anymore. Okay?
Oh.
They've relocated. They might have moved to family. I had 3 families in 2018 move toward their children and grandchildren. Just sold the house. It was a tough one because they're leaving long-standing relationships who have been in the community, but they really wanted to spend the next 10 years with the grandchildren and with their family members. So they moved. They're still clients. We meet on a regular basis. So a lot of my clients I had 2 moved to Chicago, believe it or not. Crazy. I think it's crazy. Go to the suburbs, but that's where their children are. So I've got them in Florida, Arizona, California, Utah. I've got them out west in Massachusetts and New York. So I've got clients all over the country that reach out to me, and I reach out to them, and we still maintain that relationship throughout their retired lives.
Well, I guess with technology,
It's
there's
pretty amazing.
no reason that you
No,
can't do that. Have
you
a long distance relationship and do just fine. You want to have an in-person meeting, you've got plenty of avenues for that.
Yeah, there are. We do a lot of video meetings is what we do, and we catch up on a quarterly basis. And, it's exciting. And they take their camera in their house and they show me, what's changed. Or there's times that little grandchildren introduced because that's what they move for. Oh, yeah, it's special. It's really powerful.
Okay. Well, I think we'll wrap it up here.
Okay.
Let's see. All right, so do you have an age that you want to live toward? Do you have a goal age, Will?
Absolutely. I believe I can live to 100.
Okay.
I really do. I've been able to maintain my health very well. If I continue, it's all going to be health-based, as we know. I don't want to age being sick and chronic illness. That's not my goal. So really a lot of it is just going to be health. And in turn, which allows me, like you and I, we were talking a little bit about people before retiring. It's having a work optional lifestyle that I can retire when I want to retire.
Okay. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being here. And to the viewers, thank you so much for watching this. And if you haven't been to my website, please do go to www.aginggracefully.tv, where you can watch episode 1 and 2 of Wil Schuette and the 611 group. And there are also quick to read articles and challenges, contests, all kinds of fun stuff. So don't miss out there. Thank you so much, Will.
Thank you.